Hello everyone. Today we are going to read chapter 2, laws and regulations. So under laws and regulations there are three topics. First laws, second professional standard, and third ethical code. This ethical code will be covered in next chapter. So let's start with law. Under law there is legal requirement. So let's look at legal requirement background. So in most of the countries, law does not get very involved in governing audit. So most of the regulations come from ethical codes, which we will read in coming chapter. So laws cover the key areas that could be support a robust auditing professional, including deciding if all the companies need an audit or not, setting rules for who can and cannot be audited, creating protection for the auditors and the shareholders when it comes to appointing and removing auditors, carrying out basic duties of an auditor, and giving them rights to enable them to carry out their duties. So let's go to which company requires audit. So generally all the companies should have their accounts audited to protect those shareholders who are distinct from the running the company and where directors may be biased when preparing accounts. So as we have read in chapter 1, first subtopic, agency theory, that they may be biased, so secondary agent auditors are appointed by shareholders. Let's continue. In small companies, shareholders and directors will be the same person, so the problem does not exist at all. So in most of the countries, law create exemption for the small companies and they are not required to have an audit. The limit for granting the exemption varies around the world. So this is the thing about which company requires an audit. So we have told that small companies are exempted and limit for granting exemption varies from countries to countries. So let's move to next. Who can be auditor and cannot be auditor? So it is easy that who can act as an auditor. There are two. One is easy, which is someone directly appointed by state or the government, and another one is member of recognized supervisory body who is allowed to audit. For this they have to pass professional exams, they should have certificate. So who cannot be auditor? The auditor cannot be the director or the employee of the company or any associated company. Another is employee or the business partner of the directors or employee of company or associate companies. So let's talk about appointment of auditor. So who can appoint auditor? So there are three who can appoint auditor. One is member of the company, that is shareholder. So auditor can be appointed by the shareholder by ordinary resolution, that is more than 50% voting. And another one is director. So when the director will appoint auditor, when there is a vacant post of an auditor or company's first auditor. And third is secretary of state. So when secretary of state will appoint auditor, when there is no auditor in the company, so they will appoint auditor. So these are the things. So let's go to rights and duties of the auditor. So what are the rights of auditor? Access to record, speak at general meeting, receive proposed resolution, resign before audit completion, and right to have information circulated to members. So what are the duties of auditors? Let's go there. To give true and fair view on financial statement. Second, whether financial statement are properly prepared by director or not, and any other opinion required. So who can change auditor? Why company change auditor? So there may be many reasons that company could change auditor. So some of them are personal conflict, conflict of interest, independence reasons, disagreement on audit fee, high audit risks, audit firm not choose for re-election, and last one is audit firm considered to be small to audit the company. So these are the things that you should know, and there are some of the things that you should know about removal, resignations also, which is very easy. So let's talk about the resignations. When resigning, auditor give written notice and the statement of the circumstances. Written notice is sent to regulatory authority by the company. The statement of circumstances is sent to member of the company, that is shareholders. So auditor can require director to call emergency general meeting. Auditor can receive all the notice relating to general meeting relating to their resignations and can speak at those meetings. So in resignation you have to know about statement of circumstances. And talking about the removal, for the removal, special notice of 28 days should be sent to the auditor. Auditor can make representation about why they should stay in the office or the company. If resolution is passed, company must notify a regulatory authority. Auditor must deposit statement of circumstances as at company's office and send to regulatory authority. So auditor can receive notice and speak at general meeting where the terms of office could be expired. So these are the things that we have to know in laws. So let's move to second topic, that is professional standards. So in professional standard, we are going to start with seeing background. So in the background, we have to know that our audit will be governed by International Standard of Auditing, that is ISAs, and ISAs are issued by IASB, and IASB is known as International Audit and Assurance Standard Board. So in UK, auditors are also governed by Financial Reporting Council. Each country could adopt ISAs or have their own auditing standards. So this background will be deal in depth in regulatory environment. So let's go to next, role of professional body. Here accountants and auditors must comply with rules laid down by their professional body. So they should follow the rules made by the professional body. So let's move to next, regulatory environment. So the sources of regulations are first ACCA. ACCA is a recognized supervisory body. We have register of auditor. ACCA audit auditors in the process called monitoring. IASB, second, IASB issue IAS. Monitoring units audits auditor by reference to ISAs. Third, Financial Reporting Council. So Financial Reporting Council is regulator for reporting and governments. It verifies applicability in the relevant countries. Fourth is Public Oversight Board, POB. It consists of non-accountants to oversee all of the above expert. And you should know that in professional standard, The purpose is to serve in public interest, strengthen the worldwide accountancy profession, establishing and promoting adherence to high quality of professional standards. So let's go back from the first, that what we have read. In the laws, we look at background, then after we look at which company requires audit, then who can be auditor and cannot be auditor, and appointment of auditor, rights and duties of auditors, why companies change auditor, and also we discuss about the resignations and the removals of the auditor in brief. Then after we move to professional standard, we discuss about background and roles of professional body and regulatory environment, where a source of regulators were ACCA, IASB, Financial Reporting Council, Public Oversight Board. And we also discuss about the purpose of professional standard, that was to serve in public interest, strengthen the worldwide accountancy board, establishing and promoting quality professional standard. So we come to conclusion, and now we are entering to revision sessions of rules and regulations, which is very small. So let's start revision session of rules and regulations. So rules and regulations are examined in multiple choice questions more than in a constructive response questions. It is not examined in great details, and it is examined with ACCA Code of Ethics. So it is linked with ACCA Code of Ethics. This will be taught in coming chapter. So key areas here the student must be happy with are areas the company law may cover, basic understanding of IASB and what it does, roles and importance of the IAS. So we come to the conclusion of the revision sessions also. So I'd like to add one more thing to you, that as this is an theory chapters, so I'm only dictating and briefly discussing about these subtopics and topics. So after completing syllabus A, we will practice MCQs, constructive response questions, and I'll also provide you with techniques for preparing in exam. So don't worry on that. So we will go in great detail in the multiple choice questions and constructive response questions after completing syllabus A area. So if you follow my instructions, then I cannot guarantee, but I can give you absolute assurance that you will get good marks in exam. So thank you for today. I wish you will read all this chapter and understand it very well. I am also forward looking for your comments, whether my teaching is good or not. So thank you, and I'd also like your some comments for the improvement. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.